Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. Well, as I promised, I will be uploading a new video very soon. I have been working on this project and have learned a lot about Substance Painter 2, which you will get to see in the upcoming video. So, without further ado, let's get started. Well, initially, I considered creating a single robot and duplicating it. However, I later decided to make 2 to 3 robots to make the scene a more like complicated or something like that. So I began the process. I started by designing a robot with a crab-like appearance. Although I recorded the leg meeting process, the screen turned black due to some settings. I'm not sure why. But the idea of the crab-like design was the first to come to my mind. So I started with the legs, then moved on to the hips and eventually the head. After adding some details, the first robot came together quite smoothly. Next up was the second robot. I began by crafting the head, followed by the body. I added a few details like creating eye boundaries. Moving on, I focused on crafting the hands. I designed a palm with 3 fingers, which created some thought in the process. Then I proceeded to work on the legs, so I have plans to replace them with wheels in the future, as I will show you in the upcoming video. So after that, it's time for the third robot, and I started from the bottom this time, first modeling the wheels. After that, I added a cube for the body and used a subdivision modifier on it for a better body kind of look. Then I added a spear for the head and modeled the eyes. Following that, I added more details to the body and the head to achieve a more complex look. Finally, after adding the hands by duplicating from the second robot hands, the third robot was completed. So as I mentioned earlier, I changed the legs to the second robot to wheels because yeah, it looked way better that way. Well, now it's time for the spaceship. The robot will hijack going through the spaceship. Like they will be in the spaceship only, right? When they will come to the Earth. So while I was researching a bit or making spaceship, I found a very complex image. So I thought of making somehow like that. I was not that pro to make that same level of art, but still I started by adding a cube and shape it into somewhat complex structure. Then I placed 2 cylindrical meshes on each side of the shape. I added more details by inserting various meshes, extruding faces and using loop cuts and all. Afterwards, I added complexity to the front part of the spaceship. After that, I included 4 silencer-like structures at the backside of the spaceship. I also extruded the edges of the gates to create a platform for the robots to access the sea. I added some details to the platform as well, like making it like like some or like net kind of structure, like steel nets or like that one, like that. So yeah, I added some details like steel nets. Then after adding more details throughout the ship, I put some incorporated fields in the downside of the ship. I'm not sure if the spaceship model is entirely correct or not, but I gave it my best shot. So now let's create a surrounding environment within which the spaceship and robots will exist, will stay. To start, I use a cube to form the basis of the room. I position the spaceship within the room correctly and then added pentagon shaped lights to the ceiling to create a futuristic ambience like lighting. So I just give glowy effect to that pentagon shaped lights. Next, I designed a door-like structure to allow the front part of the spaceship to extend outside the room. For added detail, I incorporated glass into the interior and enhanced the floor with additional details. And with that, our modeling process was almost completed. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I have learned a bit about Substance Painter, so now it's time to use it for texture. First and foremost, when texturing a model, you need to properly unwrap its UVs. This process took some time as I encountered issues after baking in Substance Painter. However, I finally achieved the desired result after the baking process. Like you have to bake the exported. I began rigging the robots one by one.